So I think about an hour we'll talk.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay.
I could tell you whatever I remember.
Okay.
Kate Haberman. My maiden name is really Hershkovich, but I met my gorgeous husband after the liberation. I met him in Germany, and I got married to him. Well, he was born in Poland, my husband.
Tell us about your life.
When I was home,
Tell us about your life as a child before the Holocaust.
well, I don't remember too much. I know you couldn't go to school. I don't even remember my father. I don't remember all those things. I don't remember my childhood.
What year were you born?
Which year I was born? 1929, March 10. Next month is my birthday, 91.
And where did you grow up?
In the same town, Big Sadfurde. It's called Big Sad. Now I think the Romanian calls Baia Big Sad in Romania, because it's Romania there now. If I would have been younger, I would love to go back, but I'm afraid to fly anyway, so I wouldn't go. But
So you were born in 1929.
That's right.
Tell us about your family.
Well, I'm coming from 6 children. I'm the 5th one. My youngest sister and my father, they was killed in Auschwitz. And I am the 5th, and I have still one brother, an older one than me. He's alive. He lives about a few blocks away from me. And the rest, they all gone. I don't have any relatives, anybody left anymore.
What do you remember about growing up did you grow up in a Jewish community?
We had a Jewish, on the main street there. We were, I think they used to say we are about 76 Jewish families was living there, And then the Hungarian, you see, when I was really born, 29, I think it was still Romania there, but I went to Hungarian school, and I grew up, I know only, I speak Hungarian, and I grew up there. I had a lot of cousins, uncles and aunts, we lived together there. Nobody came back, nobody. But I was very lucky, I was always with my older sister and with my mother, we survived together. So in 1944, all of a sudden they took us to a ghetto.
How did life change for you when the Nazis
All
came?
the Gentile kids, they was hitting us, they couldn't even go out. The Jews, they was hitting us all the time, But I don't remember too many things. I remember only when we went to the ghetto, we was there.
And what was that like in the ghetto? What was the name of the town the ghetto was?
Satmar.
Okay. And
We was there, I don't know, it wasn't too long there. And from there, we went to Auschwitz.
Do you remember what
That was in 1944.
Do you remember what it was like when you were transported to Auschwitz?
Yes, that I remember. They took us to the station by horse and carriage, and they pushed us in a cattle train. Oh, I can't talk about it. And we were standing on top of each other, and no water, no nothing. We went for 3 days on that cattle train. And I hear even the train, the train, how it went to Auschwitz. It took us 3 days to get there. No bathroom, no nothing. And people were panicked in the cattle train because they locked us in there, No bathroom, no water, no nothing. It took us 3 days till we arrived to Auschwitz. Then when finally they opened the cattle train, they didn't like animals rushing people off right away from the train, from the cattle train. People were sick. They couldn't move. They fell, you know. And then when we went off, they put you left and right. The guys went on. So luckily, I stayed with my mother. I had a younger sister, and they put my younger sister to the left, and my mother held her hand, and she wanted to go with her, wherever they took her. And I was on the right with my sister. So the assessment saw that my mother is the mother from the child, and they grabbed my mother, and he saved her, so they pushed her to our side. They killed my sister, but my mother was alive. And my father never came back from Auschwitz either. When we went to Auschwitz, we were 6 children. We went all together. But I have to tell you, we were still lucky. My 3 brothers survived too. I had a nice family. And then when we got liberated in 1944, in January 27.
Well, so how long were you in Auschwitz, and what was...
I think I was maybe about 6 weeks. And from the Auschwitz, they took us to Stutthof.
Yeah. Let's talk about Auschwitz. What do you remember while you were
In
Auschwitz?
Nothing too much to remember. We was in that bed, 12, 13, I don't know even how many people was sleeping on top of each other. Those beds, you know. And I think we were there about 6 weeks.
Did they make you work? Any
No,
labor?
not in Auschwitz. Yeah. In Auschwitz, we didn't do anything, just lying there in that bed, you know. And after that, they took us to Stutthof.
Were you in Auschwitz the day it was liberated by the Soviets?
I wasn't liberated in Auschwitz. I was liberated in
Stutthof. Okay.
I was liberated in Bomberg.
Okay.
That was a concentration camp. That's the place where we worked. There where we stayed already. In the morning they took us for work, and at night time we walked back.
All right, let's piece it together. So you were in Auschwitz for 6 weeks.
Yes,
And
doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
No.
And then
Just we were standing up for hours. For hours, 3 o'clock, we had to go outside, standing up. In the morning, finally, they gave us a molded slice of bread with a little jam on it. That was our breakfast. And then, so then every morning, this Dr. Mengele walked to see us. We stayed up from 3 till about 7, 8 o'clock, all night long. And he came always with some officers behind him, you know. And he always picked people. First he picked 10 women, make the circle. And then after that he picked again women to put in the circle, and they all went to the fire there to be killed, you know. And he always used to come back. We had young kids with us too, younger than I. And he always announced, who wants to see their parents? They would take to meet the parents, you know. It just happened I was with one neighbor's person, and she had 2 younger sisters. One was 12 and 14. And she was worried about the kids. And when he came and he said that, so she said, you know, maybe you should go and stay with mine, Dad. And she gave her away her kids, you know, and they never came back.
How many times did you encounter Mengele? How many times did you, over the course of the 6 weeks, did you see him, recognize him?
Who?
Dr. Mengele.
Every day he came. Matter of fact, I went to the museum here in New York, and I saw this picture. I recognized him. You know, he is there. And we had trouble with my mother. My mother was always fainting. We used to say 5 women in a row. So I was in the middle. My sister was 21 years old, and my mother was only 45. So I was and my mother was in the middle. She was always fainting, sitting on the ground. When we saw the doctor, Mengeles came, we picked her up. He shouldn't see that she doesn't feel good, so this way we saved her all the time. She was always fainting, my mother there. That's it. He used to, every morning he used to come. Later on we picked up where they took them, you know. They tried to poison us, we shouldn't do thing, but we picked up later what he's doing, you know. And that's what exactly happened in Auschwitz. And
were people in the barracks, were they all from Hungary?
I think we were from the same place. You see, I'm not sure, but probably we did. I don't know.
And you guys talked amongst yourselves and figured out what was going on?
We figured out later. Well, I'm coming from a very small town. I wasn't, today the 15-year-old children, they are smart. I had about 7th grade. I went to school in Hungarian school for about 7 years. 7th grade I had. And that's it. But it was like that. It was so sad.
What happened when they transferred you from Auschwitz to Stutthof?
They said they're going to take us to work. They said that. And they're going to take only people between 20 and 40 years old. And I think they registered us. We didn't have names. We had numbers on our dresses, you know, the striped dresses. And I was only 15. So I registered myself, I was really 20. My sister didn't have to change her years, but my mother was 45, so she went back for 40. And that's how, when they took us 1,000 women away, there where we got in that group. So we wasn't too long in Stutthof. From Stutthof, we went to Bamberg. There was the original concentration camp. There where we stayed for a few months working. Every morning we went to work, and at night time we came back to there. We walked miles, and then a train came, not to the station, out from the station, stopped and picked us up and took us further up. I don't know.
Was any of your family
I was only with
alone?
I was with my mother and my sister all the time.
Wow.
But we didn't tell anybody because Mengeles wanted to know if any related people there. We didn't talk about it that we were related. You know, nobody knew. We didn't want to tell anybody that we are related. And that's how we wind up together.
How did you cope with all of the awfulness? How did you cope with the suffering?
I just don't know. We feel that that's it, and we went on living. That's it.
Do you think you survived because you were with your family?
Exactly. If I wouldn't be with my mother, my sister, I don't think I would survive. You know.
Can you please describe what happened when you were finally liberated?
We couldn't believe it. We worked, like I said, from Bamberg, that camp. We was at work. It was January, freezing. I didn't even tell what happened. Once I was beat up so bad, I couldn't even tell you. But
Who beat you up?
an assessment. You see, maybe it was my fault because I own a plate, a spoon, and a towel. The towel was big like a table napkin. And they announced you're not supposed to put it on your neck. But it was January and it was so cold. So I was between my mother and my sister, and I figured I'll put it on my neck because we had that striped dress, nothing else. It was freezing. We didn't have hair at all, you know, and wooden shoes we had. And somehow I forgot, I had it on my neck and I forgot to take it off. And my mother and my sister, they didn't realize that. And when we get close to the gate, the assessment was standing at the gate, and he right away saw me. And he pointed to me, I should come out. Right away, when you go into the gate, it was a very large iron table, a big one. And about 4 or 5 assessed people were sitting there watching when we coming in from work, you know. And he took me in there in front of them, and he had that, how you call that, what you hit the horses when you go, you know.
A whip.
Whip, yeah. He had a very long whip, and he started to hit me like crazy. I always fell, showed me get up. And once I fell to that table, there says people, nobody said stop or anything. I fell to the table and I hit my left side breast. And right away I felt I had a blood clot there, and I did have one. When I came to United States, I had a surgery on it. And after that, when I was beating up, he put me in a jail 2 years. I can't remember, I'm dreaming about it. I don't know why nobody was in there on an attic. They put me. And I think that's why I have such a phobia, I can't even tell you. I had to be in sitting position, I couldn't get up. And 3 o'clock, he opened, he let me go. Nobody was with me. But sometime my sister changed with me dress, and she went to sit for me there a few times. I don't know how long I've been there, you know. But I had a scarf on my left side from them. And that's it. But when we got liberated, it was a very strange way. We came home from work. We didn't go back to the camp. We walked on a highway, and the German people was watching us. We was just walking. We didn't know what's going on. And all of a sudden, we were 1,000 people. We was maybe in the second or third road we were standing. I'm looking back, we was left very few. We didn't have the whole 1,000. Some people, they fell or everything. You know, it was January, it was freezing. And all of a sudden, we're looking back, all the Germans, they disappeared. We was free, nobody was watching us. We was on a highway, you didn't see any houses, nothing, just a flat thing. And all of a sudden, we see trucks are coming with the Russian soldiers. And then we realize they're gonna free us. They didn't know who we are because we looked like crazy people, no hair, with the striped dresses, freezing. All of us, luckily we had one girl who had spoke a little bit Polish or something, so all of a sudden, from nowhere, one soldier came in the front. He's telling for us, I'm who? I didn't even know what it meant that time. And he was a Jewish soldier. And he took out money he gave us. And that's it. So they told us we could go anywhere, wherever we want to settle. We could go in and kick people out from their houses if we want to go. But we was afraid to go. All of a sudden, the soldiers are gone. And a plain old man comes on a sled with a horse facing us. He didn't even know who we are. He stops to talking to us. So I told you this girl spoke a little bit Polish. So he said, you know what? If you're going to walk for about a mile, there is an empty house. It's a German family used to live there, and you could go in there. It's a very large farm. And good enough there where we stopped and we stayed there for a while. Only five girls. That was included my mother, my sister, and two friends who we always had in the line, you know. And there we stayed for a while. I don't remember how long. And it wasn't too far from Warsaw. So we decided we're going to Warsaw.
How long were you in this farmhouse?
I don't remember. We didn't go into the original house.
Right.
We was living where the help
Yes, the
with the
service
animals
quarters.
there where we was then
Was there
sleeping.
food?
Well,
were
they
you
had plenty
starving?
chicken. They had plenty food. My mother, we killed chicken, and my mother was cooking, but not in the main house. Everything was there where the animals were.
What was your health like? Your health at the time?
Health?
Yeah, other than your injury.
I don't know. I didn't even think about it. I don't think I was sick. I don't know
How thin were you, or starved?
how skinny I was.
Yes.
I don't remember. I don't remember. So we went to Warsaw after that, and we met a lot of youngsters there. They were partisan kids, youngsters in a synagogue, and we were there with them for a while too. I don't remember exactly for how long, but we were there. Then my mother said, we better go home to Hungary. She said, maybe somebody survived in the family, they're going to come home and we're going to meet there. And that's exactly what we did.
How did you get from Warsaw back to Hungary?
In a cattle train again. We was afraid to go on the regular train. We was in cattle train, and Wounded Russian was there too. Took us from January till March till we got home to Hungary. We arrived to Szatmár. So from Szatmár, I told you, take the train to our town, about 30 minutes, 40 minutes to go to my town. And finally, we went on the regular train. And the conductor comes, he asked for tickets from us. We were still I don't understand my mother. We came home after 3 months, still with the striped dress, with the crazy wooden shoes. We didn't have hair. People thought we are really crazy people. They didn't think we are normal people. You know, a lot of people, they didn't know who we are. So we went on the train to go home to Big Sad, and the conductor comes and telling him where we were, and we're going to Big Sad. So he said, about the second or the third train, they have some people there from Big Sad. She said, hold on, I'm going to tell them that you're here. And they came in, we met some friends from Big Sad. They were so happy to see us that we survived, you know. And then we went back home. And we stayed together. It was one family. We ate together, and everything was one thing, you know. And we wasn't there too long in Big Sad, because finally ended because my brothers, they were liberated in May. And the funniest thing, my brother was with my husband in the same camp. The one is still alive, my brother. He's 94, my brother. I have one brother who lives not far from me. He's the fourth child, and I'm the fifth. He's the older from me, you know. So,
Would he be interested in coming here this week and telling his story as well?
about who? About my brother?
Yes.
He doesn't want to come even to the meeting in the Holocaust. I don't know. He's a little bit slow down his memory.
Okay.
So he's really, he doesn't, I asked him.
Okay.
He doesn't want to come,
Okay.
you know. But I like to come to the Holocaust meeting, you know.
Yeah.
We have it one, I don't even know, probably next week it's
Friday breakfast, yes.
tomorrow, it's Friday, it's gonna
No, not this Friday. I think next Friday.
Oh, I better find out.
Yeah. Did
And
you-
I like to come here. I
And-
like to, I meet people. Then I don't have any friend left or relative, nobody. Just my brother and me, my age, you know, nothing. But thank God, you don't want to talk now about my family, do you?
Sure.
Well, I have two beautiful daughters. They married. Two good-looking son-in-laws. I love them. And I have 4 grandchildren. Plus, I have 2 great-grandchild.
Wow.
I could talk about the baby. He's only 2
Let's
years
go
old.
back. Where did you ever make it back to your hometown after you were transported back to Hungary?
I went back 44, 45.
Yes.
I told you
Yes,
that.
yes. But your actual home, once you got.
Our home
Yeah.
wasn't there anymore. It was taken apart.
Right.
Only my grandparents' home was alive.
Okay, so that's.
Because somebody moved in there.
So your rendezvous point was your grandparents'
Yes,
home.
we lived in the grandparents' house.
Okay.
I lived my
And then
mother.
what happened from there? Tell us about when you decided to immigrate to the United States.
My older brother said, "This is not living here. We don't have anybody, the family. Let's go back to Germany." And that was end of the month. I think, or beginning of 46. I think it was 46, because 46 we went back to Feldorf in Germany. You know. So we wasn't home for too long.
So what happened then from your grandparents' house? You decided that you were going to go to either Germany or America?
Well, my mother had a sister here in United States, so we decided we're going to come to America because of that. I don't remember too much. Then after the liberation, I fell off in there in 46, there where I met my husband. But he had his papers to go to Israel because he had there an uncle. So we were steady for about 2-3 years. We went steady together, you know. Then all of a sudden, I was with my mother on the paper because I was under 21. So my mother had me on her paper, you know. So I remember it was just my birthday. It came down March that we gonna, when we were in Germany to come to the United States, you know. My mother got the paper that we're coming. So my husband, that time he was my boyfriend, he was very sad. He said, if you go to America, we're not getting married, I'm not coming. But we were so much in love, so we got married in Germany, April Fool Day. And it was a Friday too yet. And my husband went around to tell his friends he's getting married Friday. It was Fool Day. And his friend, they didn't believe him. It was Fool Day, so they thought that he's fooling them. But we really got married April Fool Day, a Friday.
How did you meet him?
We was in the same camp.
Ah.
We were in the same camp.
And what do you remember about the first time that you had met him?
He was a very good-looking man. And he was with 4 years older than I am, you know. And He was a very good-looking guy, and he was never for 5 years in concentration camp. 5 years. They grabbed him while he was only 13 from the street, and put him. He has a different story. I'm not going to tell about his story because he was only 13 when they grabbed him and they sent him to a concentration camp. He was all by himself since he was 13, but he survived. He was all those famous camps, every camp he was. But like I said, he made his tape. He made a beautiful tape. I have it in home too. But I had a beautiful marriage. I was married to him for 60 years. And I know how I have a beautiful family. I'm proud of them, you know. And that's it. I have 2 daughters. They are not young. My older daughter is a grandmother too. They were all born in 50s, my children. So they're not youngsters. My older daughter has both kids married, and she has two grandchildren and one on the way.
What was your experience when you first got to the United States? Where was it, and how did you start over?
Well, the organization took care of us, the Joint. They gave us rooms, food, everything. They did take care of us, you know. And we settled in the Bronx, because my mother's sister was living in the Bronx too. Simpson Street, I don't know if you know those streets. There were Westchester Avenue, the elevator went on the top, remember those things? There where we lived. But another thing, I got married to my husband, but he couldn't come to the United States after we got married because he didn't have any papers to come to the States. He had to go to Israel, so he had to start to work on his papers. But I came with my mother as a single person. We didn't announce there that we got married, because we got married only with the rabbi, you know. So he was such a lucky guy. He made his papers, and 4th of July he came the same time. 2 months later, he came to the United States. I was such a lucky woman. 2 months.
So you got married on April Fool's Day.
Yes.
And he came to America on
July 4th.
Wow.
He made his papers, and then I went through his papers, and he came. Then we got married here again. We got married in October 10 with the rabbi again.
And what year was that?
The same year, 1949.
Okay.
I got married in 1949. Here I got married October the 10th. But in Germany I got with the rabbi there too. Okay.
When did you decide to?
What?
When did you decide to speak about the Holocaust to others?
I never talk about it. Never. The kids my kids, they don't even ask me.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, I can't talk about it. And you think in the middle of the night, it doesn't go through my mind, all those things, what was going on there, you know?
Would you want them to see this video?
Which video?
The one you're making right now.
I don't care, I could see it.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
I think they could learn from it.
I just told my daughter, I said, her name is Linda, I said, finally, I'm going to talk about mine. I said, I never talked about it. And when my husband made his tape, I was sitting with him at the table, and I taped his past. He was talking for an hour and a half on that tape. But he did such a beautiful tape, talking about his parents and everything.
He was a little older than you are, and therefore his memory, he had more memory, I think.
He didn't have school at all, but he was a very smart man.
So smart and good looking.
He was working, he was a hard worker man.
What was his profession in the United States?
He made ladies' handbags. We had a factory. He had a factory with 100 people working on 32nd Street with partners. They were 3 partners. He was in handbag business, my husband. He was very handy.
Have you thought about at all about the Nazis, or reflected on what happened with the Nazis, what's happening today? Have your thoughts changed about humanity in the time since you endured the Holocaust?
I don't know. I see them. They still against us, a lot of people. Nobody likes the Jews. You see, I have the station, the Jewish station, I'm watching that, on television. Well, what can I tell you? But it was a long time ago.
What are your feelings about humans' ability to avoid war, learning lessons from the Holocaust?
Could you repeat that?
What are your feelings about the ability for humans to avoid war and avoid genocide in the future?
I don't really know what it means.
Do you think we can learn from the Holocaust? Or do you think we have learned from the Holocaust?
I learn a lot, but I don't know.
What would you like people to remember about your experience in the Holocaust?
I want they should remember what we went through. We lost 6 million people, innocent people. I don't know, I even skip things. Now it's coming even back. Oh, yeah. How they treat us like animals. When we used to, going back when we used to go to Auschwitz with the cattle train. It was trucks there, trucks. When mothers, they carried the babies down, and they grabbed the babies and they throw them on the truck. I didn't even tell you that. And the mothers were screaming, then they took away the child and they threw them like a rag on the bus. I was there and I saw it. Things like that happened. We was innocent. What did I do? Nothing. Only because I'm Jewish. That's it. But thank God I'm here. My kids were born here. That was the best thing to me. And like I said, I have very nice children. I have even a son-in-law, a doctor. We put him through medical school. My husband made a pretty good living, and he put them through because, his parents was born here, and he was born here too, my son-in-law. And they like me a lot. If I don't feel good, I have my private doctor. I call him all the time. He's a very nice man. I'm telling you, I have very good kids. But I live alone in the house, and they want only I should move out. I live 63 years in the same house. I had good memories. My kids got married from there. I lived with my husband for 60 years. I'm not going anywhere. As long as I know what's going on, I don't move out. They want me to go somewhere in a senior citizen place. You're going to be with people. I'm not interested in those people. I said I'm going to die in that house. I'm not going anywhere.
Do you live in Little Neck?
Facing Glen Oaks.
Glen Oaks.
I face Glen Oaks. I live in Little Neck, partly in a private house. I'm facing Glen Oaks. Like I said, I lived 63 years there. It changed the neighborhood. I don't care. They nice people. If I would tell you what happened this 2 weeks ago, they scammed me too.
Who scammed you?
I don't know.
Uh,
They threatened me. I had the police, the detective, I'm telling you.
well, I can tell you that we admire your strength. I'm so happy you had your family with you to endure this awful experience. And I can tell you that our students will watch you and they will know your story and they will take it inside of them and they will learn from it. So your strength and your generosity in sharing your story,
I get every week a person who sits with me talking to me.
yeah.
And I got from the self-help a lady once a month, she's coming to talk to me. And I can complain, they always checking in me how I feel and what I'm doing, you know. Because my kids, they don't live around me, you know. So I'm alone.
Yes. Well, we care about you at the Holocaust Center, and
They always calling me.
yes,
They know that I'm alone.
yes, and I'm glad that you come to our Survivor Breakfast too.
And I like to go to the Holocaust meeting because of that. I met nice people there. And we
Yeah.
talk from our past, whatever. I don't talk too much. I listen most of the time. But
Is there anything else that you would like to share with us that we did not ask you?
like what? I don't
know.
No.
It's okay if nothing. Is there a thought you have that you want to share with our students?
Not really. I don't have anything. I don't know.
It's an incredible story, and it's a valuable one, so we can learn from history.
I'm very lonely. I live alone, you know. Daytime is not so bad. And let me tell you, I'm still driving, you know.
We sent a car for you today.
And the kids got me a car. And I drive. I don't drive.
Where do you shop? At Stop
I
and
don't-
Shop? Do you go to the Stop and Shop on Northern Boulevard? Do you go to Fairway? What is your supermarket?
I'm going not in the Stop and Mark. I shop right.
You go to ShopRite?
Yeah, on
Oh.
Marcus Avenue there.
Yeah.
Lake Success.
Yes, like
There where I go.
that's a big
Because there they have, I'm not really 100% kosher, but I like kosher things. But I get my meal on wheel already.
You do?
So I got the kosher meals. Yeah.
I didn't know Meals on Wheels had kosher option. That's very
So
nice.
now they bringing me kosher meals, you know. But I like that shopping to go there on Marcus Avenue there.
We,
I don't go too far. I have a car. I just use it to go to visit a doctor office. You know, just like I need
your son-in-law, the doctor.
Well, he doesn't live close
Oh,
by.
I see.
He lives far away, so he's an anesthesiologist. That's what he is. He puts people to sleep.
Would you like to join us for a light lunch now?
Yeah, for lunch I'm gonna go.
Thank you so much.
So that's it?
If you want, we can talk for as long
I
as you
don't
like.
remember things anymore.
Okay.
You know, Arnett, before I came, I said, oh, I wonder what I'm gonna say because my memory is not perfect already, you know.
Pretty good.
Well, I try my best. I'm still do things in my house, you know. And I live alone for so many years, 10 years already, more than 10.
Thank you so much, Kate. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
You know, I hope you had useful what I was saying. I don't know.
Very much.
You
very
do
much.
it?
Very useful. And you look beautiful. You can't see.
I had a red eye, and my daughter said, Linda, her name, Ma, put heavy makeup that you're going to cover the redness. I had, they thought that somebody beat me up.
Do you want to see?
I couldn't believe it. I walked on Union Turnpike, and I fell on my hand. That's why I look at how blue.
I don't think we can. He changed the lighting, so we can't even see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like to see what you look like on the monitor?
I shouldn't get
Okay.
scared.
Well, I can sit. We can switch seats, and you can see.
You want me to see it?
Yeah.
the,
I can just show you the actual.
I should go there?
Yeah, come see.
Oh, hold on.